My best friend confessed his love for me and ruined our friendship. Before I get into the juicy stuff that you're most interested in, here's a little bit about me, okay? My name's Sophie. I'm a 24-year-old female, successful, gorgeous, and humble at most times. What more is there to say about me, huh? I said, it was just a little bit about me. Well, anyway, my best friend, Jake, and I have known each other since high school. We met in sophomore year when we were paired up for a biology project. From that moment on, we were inseparable. We bonded over a shared love of books, hiking, and a mutual disdain for calculus. Over the years, Jake became more than just a friend, he was like a brother to me. We supported each other through breakups, celebrated each other's successes, and even survived college together, attending the same university and majoring in similar fields. After graduation, we both found jobs in our hometown. I started working at a marketing firm, and Jake landed a position as a software developer. We remained close, seeing each other almost every weekend and texting constantly. Our friends and family often joked that we were practically a couple, but we always laughed it off. Jake was my rock, my confidant, but I never saw him as anything more than a friend. Then, one evening, everything changed. It was a Friday night, and we had plans to watch a new movie that had just come out. Jake came over to my apartment, as he often did, and we settled in with popcorn and drinks. The movie was halfway through when I noticed Jake wasn't paying attention. He kept glancing at me, a nervous energy radiating from him. "Hey, are you okay?" I asked, muting the movie. Jake took a deep breath and turned to face me. "Sophie, there's something I need to tell you. It's been eating at me for years, and I can't keep it to myself any longer." His tone was so serious that I immediately felt a knot form in my stomach. "What is it, Jake?" He looked down, then met my eyes, his own filled with a mix of fear and determination. "Sophie, I'm in love with you. I've been in love with you since high school." The words hung in the air, heavy and suffocating. I felt like the ground had been pulled out from under me. "Jake, I don't know what to say." He reached out and took my hand, his grip firm but gentle. "You don't have to say anything right now. I just needed you to know how I feel." I couldn't keep pretending anymore. My mind raced, trying to process his confession. Jake, my best friend, the person I trusted more than anyone, was in love with me. I felt a mixture of confusion, guilt, and panic. "Jake, you're my best friend. I care about you so much, but I've never thought of you that way." His face fell, but he nodded, trying to hide his disappointment. "I understand, Sophie. I didn't expect you to feel the same way. I just couldn't keep it a secret anymore." We sat in silence for a moment, the weight of his words pressing down on us. I tried to imagine what it must have been like for him, harboring these feelings for so long. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't see him as anything more than a friend. "Jake, I don't want this to ruin our friendship," I said softly. "You mean too much to me." He gave me a sad smile. "I know, Sophie, but things can't go back to the way they were. Not after this." His words cut deep because I knew he was right. The dynamic between us had shifted irreparably. We tried to carry on as normal, but there was an awkwardness that hadn't been there before. Every touch, every glance, was charged with unspoken tension. I could see the hurt in Jake's eyes every time we were together, and it broke my heart to know I was the cause. Over the next few weeks, we saw each other less and less. Our once constant stream of texts dwindled to the occasional message. I missed him terribly, but I didn't know how to bridge the gap that had formed between us. I tried to give him space, hoping that time would heal the wound, but it only seemed to widen the chasm between us. One evening, I received a message from Jake. He asked if we could meet at our favorite coffee shop. My heart ached with a mix of hope and dread as I agreed. When I arrived, he was already there, a cup of coffee in front of him and a distant look in his eyes. "Sophie," he began, looking up as I sat down. "I've been doing a lot of thinking. I need to move on. For my sake and for yours. I can't keep holding on to something that's not there." Tears welled up in my eyes. "Jake, I don't want to lose you. You're my best friend." He reached across the table and took my hand, his touch both comforting and heartbreaking. "I don't want to lose you either, Sophie, but I need to find a way to move forward. Maybe, someday, we can find our way back to each other as friends. But for now, I need some distance." I nodded, tears spilling over. "I understand, Jake. I just want you to be happy." He squeezed my hand, then let go. "You too, Sophie." We said our goodbyes, and I watched him walk away, my heart heavy with loss. The days that followed were some of the hardest I've ever faced. I missed Jake terribly, but I knew that this was the right thing for both of us. I threw myself into work and spent more time with other friends, trying to fill the void that Jake had left behind. Months passed, and gradually, the pain lessened. I started to heal, finding new passions and reconnecting with old friends. But there wasn't a day that went by that I didn't think of Jake and wonder how he was doing. One day, out of the blue, I received a text from him. It was simple and to the point. "Hey, Sophie, I hope you're doing well. I miss you." My heart skipped a beat. I replied, and we started to talk again, slowly rebuilding our friendship. It wasn't the same as it had been before, but there was a new honesty between us. Jake had moved on and was seeing someone new, and I was genuinely happy for him. We met up a few times, and while there was still a lingering sense of what might have been, we found a way to be friends again. It wasn't easy, and it took time, but we both realized that our friendship was worth fighting for. In the end, Jake's confession did change our relationship, but it didn't ruin it. It forced us to confront our feelings and grow in ways we never expected. Today, we are closer than ever, our friendship tempered by the trials we faced and the strength we found in each other. And for that, I am grateful.